Today, we're going to talk about some things that you absolutely need to avoid if you're going to start Airbnb arbitrage in 2025 going into 2026. So the number one thing I see beginners do a lot is starting in a low season. Basically, they're getting their Airbnb business started when there's not a lot of revenue going to the actual market, meaning they picked a market or a city that isn't doing well right now. For example, we're in November right now, and in Massachusetts, we're going into the low season starting December, January, and February. But for every state, the low seasons are going to be different seasons of the year. In Mass, it starts getting colder out here, so then less people start to travel and do tourism here in Massachusetts, also less travel just in general to the area because it's so damn cold. And there aren't enough attractions here to bring people in during the winter. So make sure that when you're doing market research and you're trying to figure out where you want to do your Airbnb, before you get into it, figure out what season is it right now in that market. It's going to be different in Texas. It's going to be different in Florida. It's going to be different in Colorado. It's different across the whole entire country, and you have to make sure you check that before you move into a market, before you move into a house and buy furniture and set everything up, just for you to find out that the bulk of your money is only going to be made in like 3 months, not today, not this month. So figure that out before you move forward with any deal. The way that you want to do that is just looking it up on airdna.co, type in the address, and it will tell you the seasonality for the whole entire year, how well it does in January, how well it does in the summer, and how well it does in the spring. You'll be able to see estimated numbers based on the competition in your area for how much you should expect to make on that website. Or you could actually just look up the address of the house you're interested in renting on Airbnb itself. When you do that, you'll be able to see all the competition around your house that you're choosing to move into potentially. And this is actual real live data because it's on the Airbnb website. I see a lot of Airbnb gurus tell you to do this, but in my personal opinion, you need to avoid big apartment complexes. There's so many problems that come with it, but I'll just name a few. Number one is you're not going to profit that much. The profit margins are pretty low. The profits in general are low because usually apartments have less square footage. They're not really a home. It actually is more like a hotel because there's not that much square footage in the apartments. And yes, you're able to use amenities like pools and gyms, and that's cool and all, but at the end of the day, most of those apartment buildings that allow Airbnb probably have like 20 other people doing Airbnb in that same building. So you're literally competing with someone like right next door. So when you go into a unit like that, you should be expecting to profit like maybe $300 to $700 a month. On a good month, $700. I just wouldn't recommend it. In my personal experience, I've just always seen it go wrong for people as well. Check-in process is complicated because people need key cards to get into the building. They need to talk to the management office. And there's just a lot of headaches that come with apartment complexes. Also, it's a lot of liability. I mean, they're literally in the whole entire apartment complex building. It's like, if it's like one of those big ones that have like a couple of pools, gyms, game room areas, there's just so much liability. Then they're around other people, especially if they're allowed to bring pets. There's just so much liability on your end. It's just better to rent a single family home or even a multi-family home, condo, whatever it is. Just stay out of apartment complexes. One last thing that beginner Airbnb hosts do not pay attention to is the lack of amenity in their listing. Now, if you are thinking of renting out a property to put it on Airbnb from a landlord, and let's say it's in Texas, in Dallas, Texas, and 90% or 80% of the properties in Dallas, Texas have heated pools, and your property doesn't have a heated pool, and you decide to rent that property out anyway, you're a dummy. Because everybody that has a heated pool is gonna outcompete you. And that's just the nature of the game. You have to compete with your competitors in the area, especially if that area is already saturated. So do your research before going into a property on the amenities. You can see that on airdna.co as well. One final bonus tip that I have is more so for people that already have their Airbnb set up and cash flowing, is I see people not saving up any profits and they go and spend it all. And you have to save up at least like 10% of profits per month so that in case you have a rainy day, in case the low season comes and it's really bad and you're not getting as many bookings as you thought you were in the low season, you have a cushion to sit on. You have some money stored away for you to pay for repairs, maintenance, if something bad happens. Even if the damages aren't your fault, at the end of the day, when low season comes, anything could happen. Occupancy changes every single year in Airbnb, And you might also have to just change things in your listing. You might have to upgrade your listing. You might have to use the money that you stored away to maybe buy some new amenities and make your listing better and stand out. I feel like this is just a good financial rule of thumb, but always store some money away for rainy days, for days that you're gonna need to improve your business, whatever the case is. By the way, if you are interested in working with me one-on-one to help you start your Airbnb arbitrage business completely hands-on, click on the link below and it'll take you to a page where you can apply for my one-on-one mentorship. I work really closely with my students and I'm only taking on a few people this month because obviously I'm one person and my resources are limited. If you are interested in something like that and you want me to walk you through the whole entire process of Airbnb arbitrage, just click on the link below, book a call, and we'll see if we can get you started. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more Airbnb videos. Take care.